Hey everyone, and welcome back to Not the Newsletter. This is season 2, we're episode 7, and we are back here today with Juan, and he is showing us his dance moves today. This is a good dance moves, Juan. So this is the podcast where we talk about technology, cybersecurity, and really anything else we want is kind of what we say, right? So today we're talking about Google VO version 3.
Yes.
Right?
Which I am amped about.
Amped. That's good.
Cautiously amped about.
Cautiously amped. That's good. So I'm glad we have you on the show then to talk about that. We're going to be back next week with Noah talking about WWDC. So that'll be a good thing to keep your eye out for as well. So tell us about VO1.
So Google VO is VO3 to be exact. It's Google's.
Why do you say VO3?
It's a third iteration.
Okay, I'm just.
Oh, fair enough.
I'm helping people out.
Fair enough.
So the first two iterations weren't good.
They weren't good. This is now improved upon their algorithm, their
getting ahead of the game.
Software, everything.
You don't even know what it is yet.
So, I know. So it's a video creation software. And the interesting thing about this is not only is the video quality infinitely better, in my opinion, it's so much better, but it also makes sound to go along and dialogue to go along with the videos as well too. It generates it.
Sure.
So in some of these videos that they're coming out with, that either Google, some people have been playing around with VO, they're so good. Like the quality, everything, it looks almost, unless you're really looking for it, it would be hard to think it's fake.
Yep.
It would be so hard, which is why I'm excitingly optimistic about it, because it's, look at how incredible that looks. Like, oh my gosh, that whole thing was generated. Not a single person put their hands on that. That was all generated through the Google VO.
Well, to be fair, some people put their hands on it. It just
well, yes, through the algorithm to make Google VO3. Yes.
Well, they probably just let it loose on whatever content it wanted to grab right in the
mean.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
So for those who don't really know,
they can't read into my innuendo.
Yeah. So basically, what the Google VO does is it uses some sort of like algorithm, software, coding, whatever it is,
like any other large language model.
Yeah. And it basically scans the World Wide Web, and it tries to grab from all these different other videos and other pictures, and
it's learning.
It's learning, ladies and gentlemen. It's not stealing. It's learning.
Yeah, it's learning.
Yeah. Teach your kids that. It's not stealing. It's learning. Don't do that. I'm just kidding. Anyways, so it takes from all these other things from the prompt that you write. So you have to write a prompt like, give me a video of two guys sitting at a desk talking about technology right now. And
or
it would make
one,
that. Yeah, exactly.
Follow a shot of a wise owl in the high air. So these prompts, again, this is like maybe. I think the ones I've done are 8 seconds. I don't know if that's the limit right now or what.
That is the limit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you get 8 seconds. And I mean, some of these prompts for the 8-second video they're very specific, right? It's you got to really tell it what you want to see and all that sort of thing.
Yes.
So it's not just like, make me a cool intro for my video. Like if you wanted to do something specific, you kind of gotta give it a lot of information.
Yes. Which is cool because I mean, like it blows my mind that whole thing was generated just by putting in a prompt. Yes, it's a very descriptive prompt. It is a very long prompt. If you want something specific, though.
Yeah.
And I feel this is something that's going to be, I mean, we all know it. It's going to be implemented. There's examples all over the web if you want to look for it. It is just insane to me. It is cool the possibilities that people can make with these things. However, it is also very scary, some of the things that people can make with these things.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in the time that we live in right now with politics and businesses and everything. So, I don't know. Can I see that right now, actually?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, that's crazy. Look at the cooking one. Like, holy cow. Look at the detail in that.
But it just looks like this just looks like, so here's the thing I struggle with is like, is this just a skillet somewhere? Like, is someone going to come on the internet and be like, hey, that was my kitchen video I shot last? Like, is this all original? Or like, I don't know for sure. Or is this an amalgamation of things that someone actually just filmed this? You know what I mean? Like, is this generating something brand new that never existed? It doesn't like, I mean, the lighting, the textures, the onions, like the, how is it getting there?
I don't know the extreme details of everything,
Okay.
but I mean, 100% yes, it is borrowing from something online.
Yeah.
It 100% is borrowing. Whether it's there's hundreds of thousands of videos of cooking, onions,
Right.
all that stuff, skillets, whatever. It's literally looking at everything in the video. But to an extent, I think it also takes some liberty on things that it has learned in the past, because it's a learning algorithm thing too. Google.
The word learn is hard for me, right? Because it's like learning means you can make decisions without new information or without information. Right? You can make. Are they learning or are they accumulating data?
Is that not also part of like us? When you learn, did you not accumulate data?
Yeah, that's fair. I guess. I think in like.
And then you use that data to
make
predict.
to do something.
Yeah.
It just it seems
this is where it gets tricky.
It does get tricky. Yeah, because it doesn't feel like learning. It feels like a download, right? Like if someone just like scanned like OCR into a computer and it just like got all of the things I had written down. I wouldn't say that it has learned anything, right? Like if I wrote a 120-page paper and I scanned it into the computer and an optical character recognized my things and it just put it and it had it, right? It had the data. I wouldn't say the computer learned my paper. I could ask the computer, hey, find for me this thing about a section about someone that wrote about whatever, and it could go read the words and be like, oh yeah, this looks like.
But is there so I think these things can learn, and I'll explain why. I think there's a difference. I think there's learning, and then there's free thought.
Okay.
We learn things.
That's where I'm getting caught.
Yes, and we use us being people or humans or whatever. I mean, we are humans. It doesn't matter. I'm not to get into that. We use our free thought to apply what we've learned.
Got it.
Openly.
Do you think AI will have free thought? It doesn't right now. Would you agree with that?
Oh yeah, 100% it does not right now. Absolutely not. No. Well, unless there's somebody pressing a button or something like that right now, it's not just doing willy-nilly and stuff. So if anyone's freaked out about that, I wouldn't be freaked out about that right now. And that's where it's another tough question, like free thought. Like that's still being debated today. Like what gives us free thought kind of thing.
So it's like, I think sometimes people are like, oh, well, the movie producers are going to lose a job, right? Like we're just going to have AI movies in the future. And I'm like, okay, these 8-second clips on here, there's, that one's a little bit shorter, but like a lot of them are like, paragraphs worth of information, right? Like there you go. There's a big one, right? So for 8 seconds, they wrote this, 150, 75 word thing. You can't possibly do this for a movie. Like that would be way overkill to sit down and write every single transition and whatever that's not coming out of the director's mouth. Just be like, all right, cut that, do this. Like, I want you to be on, like, just kind of as it's happening. And then sitting down with people afterwards and be like, okay, yeah, can you change this and change that and do whatever. I wouldn't imagine a script for a movie looks this detailed where it's like.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Right.
But then depends on the movie. Like I think of like, okay, let's take an example of a movie.
I mean, how long is a movie?
The average movie?
Yeah.
I don't know, like hour, 45 minutes maybe, almost 2 hours, I'd say, nowadays.
Okay.
But you have, it depends on the kind of movie you have and the world building of your movie. Like if you have a movie that's like Lord of the Rings or something like that, where the storyboard
like almost all
massive.
Right.
Oh my goodness. I mean, that could easily mean, easily you'd have to put that much detail into it. If I have a silly movie like Hot Tub Time Machine or something like that, like a one-off, like pretty much just in the prompt, crack a joke every couple seconds, like obviously you'd still need to go in detail.
Yep.
But I think it's very possible.
So that's 366 words for 8 seconds. Ooh, what is 8 seconds out of 60? 0.13. We're going to get there.
This is where your domain comes in, the math. You're the brain man.
Okay, you said how many minutes is in a movie? Like 175 minutes? Fair? Does that sound fair to you?
175 minutes? 145 minutes.
145.
145. I'm mixing myself up now. Yeah, 145. Anyways.
So we're looking at like 500,000 words to describe that well. And this is probably a science that they had to like do a million different ways.
It's not even like a blockbuster movie kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the amount of time that it would take to like actually get that to go through, like currently,
it would take forever. Don't get me wrong.
Forever.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I do think it's possible. If there's anything that I think that we've all learned from the internet, technology, evolution, whatever, people will go out of their way to do crazy, long, impossible things just to be like, hey, I'm the first to ever do this. I'm waiting for that. I guarantee once these clips get a little bit longer, like maybe
a minute.
Probably not to like, I wouldn't even say a minute. I say give it 30 seconds.
30 seconds? Okay.
30 seconds. I'll bet you any money somebody could and might try to make an entire movie AI generated. Which is the scary thought.
That would take forever too, because
yeah, it would absolutely take. It would not happen.
The 8-second videos take forever to generate and all that sort of stuff.
Because you'd want it to look like somewhat coherent and stuff. Like, here's the thing to know. So, you have a demo of this.
I do.
Or you've been playing around with it.
Yep.
And you've taken the literal exact prompts that they give you examples of on the website.
Yep.
And it doesn't generate anything nearly like what the website portrays.
No, yeah, we did, which one did we try?
I think we did the truck one, didn't we?
We did the truck one. I tried that one. I tried explaining it a little bit better. We also did this classical violinist one. I did the exact same one. We got a sort of similar looking video, but the audio didn't match at all. It was playing like 4 violinists like in a different key together, not in the same even like timing. So the music sounded like people just clanging on a garbage can. But the video looked gorgeous. Like the video came out fine.
Yeah.
But so I wonder if there's just like trial and error and like, is it like making an egg? Did they write this prompt and then hit enter like 12 times and eventually it gave them one of them was like perfect, where it was like, hey, yeah, the audio matches the violin and all that sort of stuff.
I think that's what it is. I think it's trial and error, and I think they've probably switched up the prompt just like literally like a smidge. It's crazy how like the slightest change in these prompts can change the video completely.
Yeah.
I just had a crazy thought actually too. Now that we're talking about this, is because if you go into like Google Gemini, ChatGPT, Sora, those kinds of things, because Sora is ChatGPT's version of this.
Mm-hmm.
If you give them an example picture or a snippet clip, like for example, I'll give like if I were to put my picture on there and say, hey, generate a picture of this gentleman looking like he's eating pizza, they will generate me a picture. It's not going to look exactly like me.
No.
But the more pictures and videos I give it, the better it's going to be. So I wonder if someone were to do
it almost feels like it's trying to not make it look like you. And I could be wrong here, but because I've done that before too, where even for the podcast, I'm like, hey, AI, remove the background for me or something. And the thing I get back isn't even the 2 people in the podcast picture anymore. It's like 2 random people and the background is gone. Like it did a great job at that, but then like it's adjusted everything I didn't ask at the same time.
But it probably took characteristics of...
No.
Really? It didn't do anything like that?
It's
not going to look nearly exactly the same. And actually, now that you bring that up, I wonder if they purposely put that in Google and ChatGPT, so that way
it's like a licensing thing or whatever. You can't use someone's
a legal thing,
right?
Because imagine
use someone's likeness or something.
Yes, can you imagine if you just found yourself and be like, oh my gosh, like
right? But theoretically, I think the way these things are learning is they're taking tiny pieces of a whole bunch of things. So the thing it generated is still what we talked about this a little earlier. Is maybe it's one of 100,000th of a whole bunch of different faces to make this thing that they're calling whatever. So it's still kind of the intellectual property rights of a lot of people coming together to make this sort of new thing. So we just did this. We're doing a live experiment right now on the podcast. I literally just took this prompt from this one. Let's going to go watch it. We're going to watch this right now. So this is, we're going to go watch it. So this video
World
here.
Premiere.
Can I click this thing? Does this go full screen?
videos.
No. So I took this prompt from this truck that's just going ham off-road. And I opened VO3,
It really is going ham.
and I used the exact same words. You can see it right here. Exact same.
The whole
Whole thing. Yep. And it's really long. And I got this 8-second video. Let's see how different it is. Can I make this bigger? No, it doesn't matter. It's fine. Let's run it.
I mean, dude, look how good that is. that's crazy. That was generated, that whole thing.
Why is the guy revving it so much, and why is he doing wheelies off road? There's no way you'd get that much traction off road.
Spoken like a true truck enthusiast over here.
Yeah, exactly. And why is no one driving it? Is there no one in the driver's seat?
But here's an example.
You probably can't see this from now, but there's legitimately no one driving that thing.
To someone like me who doesn't know anything about trucks,
there's no one in there, right? There's no one at the drive.
I'm going off that screen. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like to someone like me who doesn't know a ton about trucks, I'll be honest. I don't know anything about trucks.
Yeah.
You go vroom vroom. That looked great. I would have never guessed any of that stuff. I would have been like, holy cow! If someone would have shown me that at first glance.
Someone had sent it to you and was like, "Hey, I just had an off-roading trip with my buddies. Like it was fun. Like this mud that I drove through."
I would at first glance I would have been like, "Holy cow!"
It's funny how different though that they like described a thing very very specifically. Like it's a long. I mean, this is another 400-word thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like shot by shot, where they want the camera to be, very specific, everything. And you hit enter, and it gives you that thing that we saw.
Mm-hmm.
And then I hit enter again. Mm-hmm. And I get literally nothing that looks the same. I was like mostly on a rock thing. It went into one mud hole, and the other one is like the thing just kind of like swamping back and forth in a mud hole.
Mm-hmm.
So it leads me to believe that you are going to just type this in 1,000 times and get 1,000 different answers, and they're all going to be totally random. And some of them are going to be wonderful, and some of them are going to be miserable.
I think that's the nature of the game right now. Yeah,
I did another one. I asked a whole bunch of questions about like, hey, I was off-roading and did a thing and did something else, and you know, didn't make it too long. And it was weird. The guy would put his hand out of the car to like rest his hand on there. And the like rear side view mirror would go away, and his hand would be like weirdly like an amalgamation of the side view mirror and his thing because it didn't know what to do and like how to display that, and then you'd pull it back, and then the side view mirror would be back, and then it was just gone. The side view mirror they're just like I don't know what to do anymore. So all of a sudden the car just didn't have one.
That's awesome.
But you might not, again, if you're not into like cars, you might not notice that at first glance if you just watched it one time.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not ready for the big screen. I would never be okay with like making a movie and it just doesn't have a side view mirror on it.
Well, I mean, no, I don't think you would absolutely not take it to the big screen. However, there are companies that are incorporating AI. Maybe not, well, that's not true. There was one company that incorporated
that article, like someone made a $16 million clip in VO for, I feel like I read an article, right? Someone was like,
I'll give you the company right now, and I'll give you the exact time frame when they did it. It was Christmas, and it was Coca-Cola.
Sure.
Their latest Coca-Cola commercial, because this is a big thing for all those avid soda people who follow Coke and Pepsi. And they generated that entire Christmas commercial through, I don't know which video platform, but they generated the whole commercial. All they did was add in the music, the sounds, all that stuff at the time.
That's key.
Endless possibilities. It's hard for me to say like, oh, it's going to do this, because I think it's going to do everything. Honestly, it will eventually be used in promotions, movies, fun things people just want to like do themselves. This is why I'm like excited but kind of scared about it, because like there's so many possibilities.
This still feels human crafted to me because a human came and crafted this script.
Mm-hmm.
So the human crafted the script, and then AI went out and stole the raw materials from wherever it needed to make the video.
Okay.
So will AI ever get to the point where you can go and be like, make me an interesting movie, and 5 days later it comes back, has rendered a whole bunch of stuff, and makes a truly creative, interesting, and unique movie,
100%,
not based on something that's already existed out there?
Well, I mean, that's impossible. I mean, you can't. Can you really make anything original nowadays?
Sure. I mean, there's new people that are doing. I mean, people can come up with original ideas, right? You would admit that, right? No. Juan's never had an original thought, ladies and gentlemen. It just found out right now. Your wife would agree with that comment. It was too silent. I had to throw something in there.
Oh my gosh. I think there's so much. It's kind of like no, that doesn't make sense. I just repeated my own thought. There's so much stuff in the world that has been done. I don't want to say it's impossible, to come up with an original idea. I think it's less and less every day. Because the great thing about people is that they're so creative.
Yeah.
However,
I'm sure you'll come up with something new today.
However,
we tried to stuff ourselves in a cooler earlier. That's probably brand new.
just so
no one's ever thought of, no one's ever thought of that before.
Very like
it was on our lunch break, to be fair.
Why are these tickets taking so long?
Yeah, exactly.
Trying to see how many people we can stuff in the cooler over there.
Hey guys, it's our lunch break.
Yeah.
We get to eat lunch, or we get to stuff ourselves in a cooler. That's our choice.
Right. I think, though, kind of going back to what I said at the beginning of this, is people always want to be the first to do something, which is great.
Yep.
But so many of those
AI is going to be the first to do something.
I mean, it'll have their own kind of first in the sense of like AI generated its first video, completely AI. Like the script was generated AI, the movie was generated AI. There will come a day when that happens,
where AI will just decide it wants to write a script. You'll wake up, you'll go into ChatGPT and be like, "Good morning," and it's gonna be like, "Hey, last night I was thinking, I got a cool idea for a movie. Here's the script. What do you think about it? Let me know. I'm ready to generate a video for you if you want to check it out. It's gonna take me like 5 days, and it's going to cost you about 4.23 gigawatts of electricity, but I can totally get this done for you."
Great movie idea. It's called Her. It stars Joaquin Phoenix, Scarlett Johansson. Make it happen.
Don't worry. We don't have to pay them because I've watched enough of their movies. I don't even need it anymore. I can use their likeness. This is going to be great.
That is a real movie, just so you know.
Yeah, I know.
It's a great movie. Oh, you caught me then.
I didn't, but like you just told me, so now I know.
Fair enough. Anyways,
I asked AI.
I don't know how. So I guess I can't confidently say that there will come a day where ChatGPT will be like, "Hey, while you were sleeping last night, dude, I thought of this great idea.
And I sold all your 401k.
Oh my God.
Bought you a Ferrari, figured you needed one. You've been searching for Ferraris for a long time, Juan. So I cashed it in. And yeah, she's going to be there tomorrow.
I do think there will come a day where that long prompt for an 8-second video will not have to be that long, though.
Okay.
Because it will. The thing with AI is that, going back to the learning thing, the more you use it, I mean, it's like algorithms or anything. YouTube, look at that. The more videos you search up, specific videos, it sends you an algorithm and points you towards videos that it thinks you would more likely want to see or watch. AI would do the same thing. If I use the same AI software that's dedicated to me, like stick to one, if I stuck to ChatGPT, Gemini, whatever, the Pulapala, whatever the next big one they're going to come up with.
That's a good one.
If someone comes out with an AI called Pulapala, I want some royalties in that.
Here's the deal. That was a creative and never heard of a word for a browser, whatever AI or whatever you were trying to talk about. There you go.
Pulapala AI.
Brand new. Yeah, that's never come up. These videos are crazy though. These just look like someone shot them though.
Right.
Some of the physics is busted though. It feels like the leaf goes on the other side of it and then comes back and is now on this side.
However, one can make an argument that in some movies, physics doesn't need to be like a huge thing. Look at like the superhero movies. Physics doesn't need to be
Yeah, that's true.
People are flying through the air.
These look like someone just was. Where does this feel like it is in Britain somewhere? They feel legit.
It's more, Sweden actually.
Sweden, yeah, Norway, Copenhagen.
The little houses, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a job, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's crazy how good they are. The prompt for that is actually pretty short.
Oh, I think the risk you run is when you have a shorter prompt, it kind of goes back to trial and error then.
Yeah, probably just going to get a lot more variations every time. Yeah.
So, but I don't know. Going back to what do I think AI is what's the future for AI?
Here's the thing you were talking about where you were saying you put an input image in and then you get an output. Is that what you were saying before? Where you like give it?
Maybe. I don't know. I'd have to see. Are they just bouncing off of one another?
I'm guessing they probably used a prompt, but then we're like, hey, here's the paper mache tiger thing that a kid made or something. Can you make a video of it walking down a street, right?
Oh, yeah. In that regards, yeah. But I think AI is going to be heavily used. I mean, it's already being used in a business sense. It's just going to be incorporated in everyday life eventually. AI.
Yep. There's your input image and a couple of videos about it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Prompts like I'm sure the prompt is like, hey, take this purple monster and walk him down a hallway full of servers and data center from,
See, so now all you have to do is give AI.
Will it tell me the prompt here? A cute monster dancing. He's walking down a corridor in a data center with mushrooms that look like they're from.
You give them multiple pictures of that little monster, one from the front, one from the back, one from each side. That monster is going to be able to turn and move and do stuff.
Swimming underwater, that one's pretty good. There you go. Walking in Candy Wonderland, that one's more accurate. The dancing one, though, this one for me, I would almost feel weird about them putting this on as an example. This is kind of the thing we were talking about earlier, is I got some weird things where you'd type in a really, really specific thing, and I wrote a whole story. Like, I was like, I'm going to like mentally write out a movie. I was like, okay, a woman comes into a building, it's been abandoned, she's in the jungle. She starts in the first room, she opens the doors in an empty room. She goes into the next room, and I explain the rooms, what I expected, all this sort of thing. And the video that I got back was nothing like what I explained. There was a room, and then there was another room with some medical equipment that I kind of described. Mm-hmm. The words that I had scripted to be said, which were way at the end, like just got said right away in the beginning. She said them, and it was supposed to be a voice from an unseen.
Say at the end, like, all right, you want to open?
So I spent a whole bunch of time like writing this thing, and it definitely has its quirks right now. It wasn't.
Yeah, it's not perfect.
Yeah,
but I think people need to be aware that even though it's not perfect, it's still already this good. I mean, I've heard it a bunch of times. AI right now is now the worst it will ever be. It'll only get better.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, it's not going to go backwards now. It's just going to keep going forward.
Just like my golf game.
Just like you should see my golf game. Oh my gosh.
Worst it's ever going to be, Juan. It's only getting better. That's all I have to know.
It's the nice thing about being at the bottom, man. There's only one way to go.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm cautiously excited.
Cautiously optimistic.
Yes. I know some people are the opposite. They're cautiously scared. Was the opposite?
Okay,
would be?
Sure.
Would that be it? Excitingly scared? That would probably be the opposite, wouldn't it be? Something like that. Let me know how wrong I am.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we're all wrong. Some of it just seems so real to me that I'm like, man, it feels like it's just straight up copying like a wood post from someone else's video. And like the feather video or whatever. So I'll be curious to see if some of these things come to light where it's like, hey, that like opening shot is literally a photograph I took, right? Like, did someone take a photograph of a feather on a post somewhere, and we're going to...
I mean, think of how many of that is. Think of how many pictures of feathers there are out and on posts and on the ground, and I'm like, can you...
Yeah, but if I was a photographer and like, maybe it's not even if that opening, let's be honest, not that great of a picture, right? But if I took it...
it would have to be a very detailed, like the picture or artwork, it would have to be super unique. Like, it would have to be like...
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you took a picture of that and someone could go and be like, hey, yeah, I took a picture of that leaf with that post, and there's like that same green mold spot with like the exact same outline, right?
That specific mold spot.
I mean, it was pretty moldy. There was like a little moldy spot on there that would be pretty obvious.
I mean, it's got to look exactly. But yes, I see what you're saying.
Like, I'm just curious to see if some of that stuff comes out as more and more.
I would be curious. Yeah, there will be a day where that happens too.
Yeah.
Yes, where someone is going to claim that.
Right. I recognize that building or that house or that. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look at the opening thing for this thing. Like, you wait for it to come to the beginning. Like some of this just looks so real that I'm just like, where is that? See, there's like a mold spot on top of a thing with a leaf on. And maybe the leaf isn't in the original, but is that someone's picture? Someone's like on the balcony with their boyfriend, and they're like, this is a kind of a cool old looking post, and took a picture of it. It makes it on Facebook. Facebook owns the rights, so it makes it to somewhere. And then
they probably generate it from a composite of like hundreds of thousands of posts. Yeah. So is it?
Yes.
Maybe not the exact same one, but it's composite of 100,000 ones.
So, if I was a photographer that got paid royalties, say through one of these stock photography things, would I be owed the 1/100,000th of my image every time it gets used? Because if you look at it on like iStock photos or something, like there'll be a watermark on it and that sort of thing, so you couldn't use it traditionally. I'm sure AI could get around that and be like, sure, I'll just ignore the watermark.
For sure. That is a legal question that I don't know for sure. Has even been talked about.
I'm not sure these are. Oh, I think it's being talked about a little bit. In like the creative space, I feel like people are talking about what is the legal ramification of something if it.
But they talk about in the creative space. It's got to be like enacted in law, though. Like, people would talk about things all day,
Right.
but until something happens,
Right.
I mean,
I'm not sure you'd even. It'd be really hard to prove, though. I think would be the kicker. Is like
yes,
1/100,000th of a
100%.
thing would be really hard to prove. Be like that is the like eyelash
Yes.
from my video. Like I want all my credit for that.
And that's the problem people are going to run into, is trying to prove that this was taken from their video.
Right.
Dang, that's so cool.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy, right? So there it is. There's VO3. It's kind of expensive right now. I did sign up for a trial that is free for a month. But the really expensive version, you said it does 3 videos a day, right?
Yeah, so the one that you told me that you signed up on, looking up, it's
Is the pro one.
trial version is pro. You get to make 3 videos a day. After the trial's done, was it a 14-day trial? Was it 30-day trial?
It might have been 30.
30-day trial? After that, it's $20 a month.
Yeah.
I didn't look at the ultimate one because it's crazy.
Yeah, it was like $120 a month or something.
Yeah, it's insane. I was like, holy cow.
And maybe if it's that good and makes more videos and you need it for some B-roll and videos and things where you're going to use it for
I mean, you got to really
work?
utilize the heck out of it.
I mean, if you were a full-time YouTuber and you needed some B-roll for this or that or the other thing, that would be massively handy. I mean, think about it. You would like, so a lot of these people pay for a we do here even, we pay for a third-party service that generates generic B-roll that's licensed for us to use whenever we want, right?
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, we do. It's not $120 a month, but we pay something annually. I don't remember what it is. Yeah. And so there's tons of images and videos and like, hey, we need a different background or we need a lower thirds image or a graphic or like, we can go there and you can find it and customize it to the liking. And then if you get on YouTube and it's like, oh, you don't have a license for this music, this is copyrighted, we can use our license and whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we didn't have to do that, you just had to come in here and be like, hey, I need some B-roll of grilling. We're, on our newsletter, we're talking about, hey, it's grilling season and I want, a cut to a B-roll. I could come in here and be like, make me some, again, then we don't have to worry about licensing. It's ours. We own it. And, for $120 a month, as long as obviously we don't make any money on anything, YouTube or whatever. But if we were, that might not be that much money to pay every month. If you were monetizing, you're a Mr. Beast, you're making millions of dollars a year and you need to just like get B-roll out faster for all your videos, like, if this could do it for you and it like didn't have weird things where like the hand was a side view mirror, if you can get it, you'd have to try a couple times maybe. That I think would be a win. I could see where someone could pay $120 a month.
Yes,
basically is what I'm saying.
Absolutely, I could. Yes. Because the nice thing is when you pay that and you have the ultimate, you pretty much have unlimited access to it. If I remember correctly.
Yeah, I didn't look at how many videos you're. It's like you buy credits or something. I don't know how many credits you go into a thing. We didn't make enough videos to know.
But eventually, it's kind of like with anything. The more and more you do it, the more and more you get better at it, and it just becomes. This would save you so much time. Hence, kind of what you're saying. Eventually, people will probably just use this for like B-roll and stuff for like.
Yep. So maybe it's $250 a month. Maybe $120 was like the preview month. Yeah. Because it's kind of crazy. I don't know why there's nothing on their page that shows how much it costs. I think it's probably because they started some sort of trial and now I like don't see the pricing anymore. Yeah, go log in quick.
Cool.
Just open.
Log into my VO3 that I don't
I
have.
probably just need to like sign out, like open a new browser, and then it will show me what I need to do.
You're gonna hate how I'm doing this right now.
$250 a month. This is what the internet's saying. Just got to sign up. Go sign up right now. $250.
Yep, $250.
A month is a $130 or something.
$250 a month. Often with
First month is half off or something.
Often with introductory offers, and then like $124.99 a month for the first 3 months. So it's $124.99 for
it's
the
half
first
off
3
for 3
months.
months. Okay.
Guess who told me that?
ChatGPT.
No.
Ooh, Grok.
Google Gemini. Get out of here with that Grok. Google Gemini told me that.
I mean, you probably could have just Googled VO3 and literally just gone to their like landing page as long as you weren't signed into something, and it would have been like, here's how much it costs.
Probably.
Ooh, I'm wrong. It does not do that.
Oof. It's
I
good
know.
that I used AI to tell me.
Try in Gemini. Is it going to ask?
Which is not a good thing. No, I'm talking smack right now, but don't use AI as your
Research tool.
Yes.
To research itself.
Yes. It can be a helpful tool, but don't rely on it.
You know, everyone does that, right? You go into ChatGPT and you're like, hey,
Yes, I
ChatGPT,
know.
how secure are you? I'm
I
sure
know.
we all do that.
He's sitting here, don't do it. I'm about to walk out
Using
of here
ChatGPT.
tonight, and I'm trying to think of something, and I'll be like, hey, what is that?
Mm-hmm.
But you shouldn't.
Don't do it.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah. Like a good parent. Yeah, you got to start. You got to start now. Your kids aren't that old yet. You got to like, yeah. Yep, exactly. All right, everyone. That's a wrap from us, I think, right?
Yep.
Yeah, awesome. It's been real. It's been fun. Some might say it's even been real fun. And that person might even be Juan. We'll see you guys next week for WWDC.
Heck yeah.
Have a great week.